Hi, how you doing? Rosh here. How's it going? Hope you're all okay and keeping safe and getting on with life. The reason why I'm going to do this video is because a lot of people have asked me, what the hell happened to you, Rosh? So I want to tell you what happened to me. But before I do that, I just want to say I am in no position whatsoever to preach to you or to anyone how you live your life. That's not what this video is about, but what it is about is how I used to live my life and what happened um, on the 2nd of August. I've got to just quickly say thank you all for supporting me. The amount of message, I'm still going through the messages now. The amount of messages of support was overwhelming. I really felt the love, so thank you so much. Thank you for those of you that have donated so generously to the fund that was set up by Janet. So thank you very much. Now, the 2nd of August this year, a couple of months ago, my whole life was turned upside down. Pretty much every plan I'd made for the foreseeable future was put on hold. It was about 8 o'clock in the morning. I woke up with a really banging headache, really sharp, nasty headache at the back of my head. Never experienced that kind of pain before. So I got out of bed, feeling very groggy, went to the bathroom, and then proceeded to throw up everywhere. I was sweating. The whole room, the bathroom, started to spin around. I just couldn't keep up with it. I couldn't stand up straight. In fact, I collapsed on the floor. And at that point, I knew something was seriously wrong with me. So I shouted out. The landlord was in the house. I shouted out to the landlord, something is seriously wrong here. I think we need an ambulance. So he's called an ambulance. The ambulance came very quickly. Within 5 minutes it was here. And they got me in the ambulance and took me off to Northwick Park Hospital. The reason why they didn't take me to Royal Free, which is the local one to me, is because there's a specialist stroke unit at the Northwick Park Hospital. So we got there quite quickly. It was very obvious what was happening to me. The whole of my left side was not functioning. My face was drooping right down. I couldn't lift up my hand. I couldn't feel anything with my hand. My leg was completely out of action. So it was pretty obvious what was going on. You're having a stroke, mate. And it was inevitable for someone that's shoveling half a ton of crap down his gob every day, smoking 30 to 40 cigarettes every day, and working far too many hours and having zero quality of life, stressed out to the max. It was bound to happen. And in a way, I'm glad it's happened because it's given me a massive kick up my backside, a massive wake up call. So we got to Northwick Park Hospital and I was there for the next 5 weeks. They were on me straight away. I had wires coming out of everything, everywhere. I had the ECG stuff on the chest. They were measuring everything: blood sugar, temperature, blood pressure, the whole lot. Those of you that have been to hospital know the drill. So I got into the ward, the stroke ward, and it's slowly sort of dawned on me what was happening. The doctor came to see me very quickly, and he said, you're going to be here for the next month or two, mate. And I thought, what? I thought I'd be out by the end of the day. Next month or two? Sugar. Okay, all right. Let's think this through. So after that, after I sort of got my head around what had happened, I didn't really move from my bed for a couple of days. I just in a daze, completely disorientated, didn't know what was going on. Luckily I had my phone with me, so the phone was non-stop with my family, with friends, I told my dad initially what had happened, and word soon got out, and I put it on Twitter, and lots of lovely messages from you guys came through, and it really perked me up from a really dark place. I was really perked up by all the lovely messages that you sent me. So the next week went by, and I tried walking, and no luck. I tried talking, no luck whatsoever. I tried moving my arms, no luck. I thought, oh no, is this going to be my life now for the rest of my life? Eventually, I started to get movements. My face started to go back to its normal position, and my mum brought me in a walking stick. So I thought, right, let me give walking a go. I wasn't very successful at it in the beginning, but eventually I got my head around it and was starting to walk again. Not very well, but small steps and all of that. So that part of the recovery started to happen for me. My voice was sort of in and out. It kept coming and going. I was seen by lots of therapists in the hospital, the physiotherapist, the speech and language therapist, the psychotherapist, this therapist, that therapist. They really were on me straight away. And when it became apparent that I was quite mobile, I was becoming quite mobile, that was very positive. And I'm 100% convinced it was because of all the lovely messages from my friends and my family, the visits I kept getting, that put me in the right frame of mind to try and get better. I really felt for the people that didn't have any visitors or didn't get any help from family. It's awful. The doctor said to me, if the stroke had happened a millimeter to one side of the brain from where it hit the stem. It's a brain stem stroke I had. The doctor said if it was 1 millimeter out from there, I'll be paralyzed for life. So, that really hit me. I felt like I was just run over by a steam train at 100 miles an hour when he told me that. I was so lucky and so fortunate to get away with what I got away with, which is relatively. There are a few issues, but nothing compared to what could have happened. The biggest issue for me is my swallow. I can't swallow from day one. From the time the stroke hit, I couldn't swallow. So what's happening now is the saliva that I produce. We all produce saliva, but usually we swallow it. I'm spitting, and I've sort of got into a routine of carrying tissues with me and disposable bags and things. I don't want to be gobbing everywhere, because I remember seeing people spitting on the road, and I thought, you disgusting pig. And I'm quite embarrassed about doing it, but I'm quite prepared wherever I go now. I've got everything I need to spit discreetly. So for the first 2.5 weeks, they tried to feed me. So if I wasn't able to swallow or drink anything, how the heck was I going to get some nutrition into me? So initially they tried the NG tube, which is a tube that goes to the nose, down to the throat, and rests there. Now that I couldn't tolerate at all. They got lucky with it once, and I had it once. Once that's in, they can attach feed to it. But 8 times in total they tried to get this bloody tube to stay put, and it wouldn't. A lot of it is because I was very fidgety, because I couldn't swallow. I was coughing a lot. My head was moving all over the place. I was spitting a lot. It was terrible. It was awful. So for the first 2.5 weeks, they couldn't get any nutrition into me, apart from a little bit, apart from the time they managed to get the tube in. So I was very grumpy. I was groggy. It was a horrible time. I had liquid through a drip into the veins, but nutrition couldn't get anything into me. So it was a horrible part of my stay at hospital. None of it was particularly nice, but that was really horrible. So after 2.5 weeks, the doctor made a decision. Right, we're going to have to put a peg into you, mate. And those of you who don't know what a peg is, a rig is also known as a rig. They drill a hole into the side of your belly, feed a tube into your belly, attach a little balloon filled with water, 5 ml of water, and then the tube comes out the belly and stays there. And the reason why it doesn't come out is because of that balloon. So once I was pegged up, I could get some nutrition into me. So the nutrition, I should have brought a bottle down. It's basically a 1 litre bottle of fluid. Every day I have to have that. And that is full of all the nutrients and vitamins and all the good stuff that a human being needs in a day. And I have one of those a day. Initially I couldn't tolerate it. I was vomiting, but I soon got used to it, and I'm still getting used to it now. So that's how I get fed every single day until my swallow comes back, which I pray to God it will one day. That's how I get my nutrition, and hence why I lost a lot of weight. I've lost 3 stone up to date now. I think it's over 3 stone, but 2 of those stones was in hospital because I just wasn't eating, and then when I was eating, it was that fluid. And when I was vomiting, they took it off, so there was still a few days when I didn't have it. Anyway, came to discharge day. They provided me with everything I needed to live. All the equipment, the pump, the frame, the tubes. It's called giving sets, which goes from the bottle of feed into my tube. Everything was supplied to me. The care that I've had out of hospital is absolutely unbelievable. The phone. I've never been so busy. I've never been so popular in my whole life. Every day a therapist is coming around, but we kind of whittled it down now to what I actually need. And what I actually need is the speech and language therapist, who has upped the visits to 3 times a week. They're trying their best. They're trying their best to help me out. It's quite rare to lose your swallow completely. A lot of people that have a stroke lose a bit of the swallow, or have difficulty swallowing, but to lose it completely is quite rare. So they all want me to get my swallow back, obviously, and and I'm doing everything they tell me to do. As far as work is concerned, there's going to be no work for me for the foreseeable future. TfL suspended my license pretty much straight away. Well, they have to. I don't hold that against them. That's their procedure. Stroke is very serious, as is heart attack. So when I'm in a position to work again, or when I think I can work again, I have to go through a series of medicals and all of that stuff. That's okay. I'm not even thinking about that now. All I'm thinking about is trying to get better. So, stroke is no joke, as you know. I'm sure some of you have already experienced it, or you know people that have had a stroke. It is absolutely no laughing matter. This it will turn your life upside down, as it has mine. If you're in a position to change your lifestyle, if you're living your life now as I was then, change it. Again, I'm not preaching to you, not telling you what to do, but I'm just telling you what could happen. If you are like what I was, very overweight, smoking too much, living your life unhealthily, and stressing out about everything, you're on course to have a stroke, unfortunately, and you might not be as lucky as me. I got her off relatively lightly. Some people on the ward where I was, there were people under palliative care. There were people who were not going to make it for the next few weeks. They were going to die. There were people there that will never ever walk again. They'll never talk again. They'll never share loving moments with their families again. So just be careful what you're doing out there. If you're in a position to change your lifestyle, change it. Really change it. Take it easy, be lucky.